During its 12-season run, our favorite show's cast got very close, like Kaley Cuoco and Johnny Galecki, who became a real-life couple once. And today, we'll tell you why fans are speculating about whether they might start dating again. You'll also learn exactly what Jim Parsons' husband had to do for him.
And you can handle the truth.
Johnny Galecki as Leonard. The actor may play a next-level nerd on the series, but don't let that fool you. In real life, he had his first on-screen kiss with his co-star, Mayim Bialik, when both of them were 14 years old. And about a decade ago, really early on in filming, Johnny and Penny's Kaley Cuoco started dating. They parted ways after about 2 years, and then had to continue filming love scenes together. Awkward, right? Turns out, not really. Cuoco and Galecki navigated their intimate scenes gracefully. "We weren't weird, which was what was weird," Kaley recalled. "It was a mutual breakup, and you can rarely say that." 3 years ago, Johnny decided to get into the dating scene again. This time, it was with supermodel Elena Meyer, 22 years his junior. After the couple made it Instagram official, they shared lots of happy photos with their fans. And then, 2 years ago, they welcomed a baby boy into the world named Avery. Before the birth, the couple hosted a gender reveal party with their closest friends, and Johnny still called it a day he'd never forget. Soon after, rumors started spreading that the two got married after they were seen wearing matching rings, but both parties were quick to deny this. Although they didn't tie the knot, everything seemed fine. That's until the news broke towards the end of last year. The pair reportedly split less than a year after welcoming their son together. We have no idea why it didn't work out, but the stars will continue to co-parent. And if anything, Johnny is the most loving and dedicated dad. But his newfound single status, combined with his recent sweet birthday wish to Kaley Cuoco, have made fans curious. Earlier this month, Johnny posted an adorable photo of them on his IG account captioned, "Happy belated 48th to my worldwide adored mooks." Fans took to the comment section to say how cute they are and started shipping them together. But there's been no proof that the co-stars are anything more than friends, so we'll have to wait and see. On another note, there's a cast member who's no stranger to co-parenting. Mayim Bialik as Amy. In real life, the actress has had her fair share of romantic disappointments.
I'm divorced, and I have been since my kids were 4 and 7.
Mayim shares 2 sons with her ex-husband of 9 years, Michael Stone. Now, nearly a decade ago, the couple cited irreconcilable differences for their divorce, but apparently, their contrasting parenting styles were the real reason. At least it wasn't a rash decision to part ways. Divorce is terribly sad, painful, and incomprehensible for children. It is not something we have decided lightly. Mayim and her ex have been extremely dedicated to co-parenting, so much so that they have even spent holidays with one another. 3 years ago, Bialik revealed that she spent Thanksgiving dinner at Stone's home. She was a little apprehensive because his girlfriend at the time was also there, but it turned out to be a great experience for the children, and that's all that matters. "I have an ex-husband who is not perfect and who sometimes irritates me, but all in all, he's pretty awesome. He has a fantastic girlfriend. Truly," she said. Although Mayim is a private person, she's been candid about her life post-divorce. Bialik keeps her fans up to date via YouTube on the broad themes of what's going on in her life. Some of her most popular videos are on divorce and all of the stuff that's left behind after a marriage ends. Keep watching to hear all about Mayim and Jim Parsons' special bond. But first, let's see which cast member's wedding lasted nearly a week. Kunal Nayar as Raj. Like Galecki, Kunal isn't as geeky as his character, and he's had great luck in his own love life. Nayar is happily married to fashion designer and former Miss India, Neha Kapoor. The couple met more than 10 years ago in India at the launch of a bar. Neha recalls, "Kunal was visiting India, and my friend called me saying, 'Oh, this really great guy is visiting from America.' It was basically love at first sight." Kunal remembers how they sat in the corner at a little table with a candle for 3 hours. After that, they spent literally every minute together until Nayar had to return to LA 9 days later. But he wasn't about to let her go. Kunal and Neha kept contact and tied the knot 3 years later. Their wedding itself was a grand and extravagant affair.
It was 6 days. We had about 1,000 people at the wedding. Then we ran out of money, so we couldn't do the 7th day.
Apparently, this is pretty normal for Indian weddings, and Kunal just wished he could go back in time and be a guest at his own nuptials. It's a day he'll never forget. It still gives him the shivers to think of how beautiful his bride looked. There was something more than physical beauty at play when she was walking. It was spiritual. She was a vision. Before we see whether Howard's Simon Helberg struggled to find love in real life, let's talk about his on-screen girlfriend, Melissa Rauch as Bernadette. In real life, Melissa is happily married to her college boyfriend and writer-producer Winston Beagle. They tied the knot nearly 15 years ago. And did you know that Winston took his wife's surname? Pretty interesting, right? Well, the lovebirds are going strong and are raising 2 kids together. Talking about children, the couple's son Brooks was born during the pandemic, and Melissa admits it wasn't easy. She recalls the strangeness of filling her hospital bag with disinfecting wipes and practicing labor breathing with a mask on. Luckily, she and her baby are both strong and healthy. There's another cast member who fancies himself a family man, Simon Helberg as Howard. Helberg is happily married to his wife of nearly 15 years, Jocelyn, but it nearly didn't end up that way. Simon and Jocelyn broke up before they tied the knot, and he had to win her back after she'd already moved to Paris and had met another guy.
We broke up, and then it was followed up by an even more horrific proposal attempt by me. I followed her to Paris, which isn't creepy at all.
Luckily, his stalkerish moves paid off. The couple have a daughter and a son together, and Simon is endlessly grateful to Jocelyn for sparing him the pain of giving birth. Helberg has the world's appreciation for pregnancy and childbirth and is amazed at how women do it. The actor admitted that he would be terrified of knowing that a creature is growing inside of him and is imminently going to burst out. "I'm just very scared of people coming out of my orifices," he joked. When asked if he finds it hard to stay serious when he needs to discipline their kids, Simon had a comedic response ready. "I can lay down the law a little bit with my kids. They're the only people I'm bigger than. It's fun to throw my weight around." Clearly, Simon is a funny guy. Next up, for everyone's favorite, Kaley Cuoco as Penny. About 8 years ago, Cuoco married tennis player Ryan Sweeting, but their marriage lasted for less than 2 years. Kaley told Cosmopolitan that Ryan completely changed throughout the course of their relationship. Their marriage made the actress doubt if she'd ever tie the knot again. Despite her heartbreak, Kaley risked falling in love again. 3 years ago, she got married to professional equestrian Carl Cook. And they had something special in common, since Cuoco had been riding horses since she was a teen. They were an awesome match, and the best parents to their fur babies. Kaley and Carl were pretty unconventional though, and didn't always live together. "We have different locations that we're at a lot. We're not together every single day," Cuoco revealed. In spite of that oddity, we never expected them to part ways. Yeah, the pair announced their split a few months ago, and were devastated. What went wrong? Cuoco and Cook's joint statement detailed that despite their deep love and respect for each other, their current paths have diverged in opposite directions. There is no anger or animosity. Quite the contrary. They implored the public to refrain from pressing them for more details, and that they would prefer to keep this aspect of their lives private. Now that we know Kaley is single, and Johnny is single, it's no wonder fans are so hopeful that they'll get together again. What do you think? We'd love to hear from you. And now, last but not least, Jim Parsons as Sheldon. This Emmy winner is the only Big Bang Theory alum who's still involved in the universe. He lives on in his voiceovers on Young Sheldon, where he gets to work with his husband, who's one of the producers on the show. Since the end of The Big Bang Theory, Parsons also collaborated with Mayim Bialik in her project Call Me Kat. Yeah, Jim and Mayim found kindred spirits in each other after playing our beloved couple, Sheldon and Amy. But you're not here for Jim's relationships with his co-stars, are you? Parsons has been married to producer Todd Spiewak for nearly 4 years now. Before they tied the knot, they dated for 15 years though. And there was a time when Jim hid his other half from the public eye for fear of being judged. After he finally gathered the courage and took Todd out to a red carpet event, he was pleasantly surprised. "I took Todd along to the first awards show as my date. And what happened? Absolutely nothing. And afterwards, nobody ever asked me, 'Are you gay?' It turns out he didn't have to hide his sexuality after all. But we sure do understand his fear." Jim and Todd are still happily married, and one of their secrets is knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses. Like when Parson admitted that he's unbelievably bad at keeping track of his own schedule. Fortunately, Spiewak can do that for him, since he's got great organizational skills. It's not my part of the relationship. If I schedule something on my own, inevitably, he, Todd, has to go behind me and go, "No, Jim can't do that day. We've got whatever." That's what partners are for. And Jim calls Todd his angel on earth. On that happy note, Thanks for watching. And listen, you'll love our other videos on behind-the-scenes secrets. Most of all, stay awesome.